organization is trying to spread awareness of human trafficking in San Luis Obispo.
A new e-cigarette ban introduced in SLO may affect more than expected.
And as the ASI election season approaches, ASI voter registration and civic engagement efforts on campus are now in full swing.
Broadcasting from Swanson Studios, you're watching Mustang News.
Hello and welcome to Mustang News. I am Tessa Hughes.
And I'm Evan Pettingill. Let's get to today's top stories.
On Sunday, a helicopter crash in Calabasas resulted in the death of 9 people, Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna being 2 of the victims. The sudden and unexpected death of the former basketball superstar has shocked everyone. Outpours of sympathy and support have flooded social media in areas all around the world. Kobe was known as a basketball player, but in his post-basketball career, he was transitioning into much more, winning an Oscar for a short film, coaching his daughter's basketball team, and most importantly, becoming a family man by spending time with his wife and daughters. Kobe leaves behind his wife, Vanessa, and his 3 daughters, Natalia, Bianca, and Capri. The Lakers postponed their game on Tuesday and plan to play this Friday.
Cal Poly Medical Director Aaron Baker sent out an email Monday updating to the campus community about the coronavirus. While 2 cases of the coronavirus have been confirmed in California, the virus has not yet made its way to San Luis Obispo. However, campus health and well-being is still encouraging folks to practice healthy habits and take precautions. They recommend visiting the health center if you begin to experience respiratory infection or flu-like symptoms. For more information about this virus and what the campus is doing to monitor it, information is available on their website.
A local cybersecurity organization is spreading awareness of dangers in human trafficking in our local community. Reporter Cameron Ramirez has more.
Cal Poly branch of the California Cybersecurity Institute, or the CCI, just hosted their first annual Human Trafficking Summit. The summit featured a keynote address from a human trafficking victim who shared her story, followed by an interactive discussion with a panel of experts from the community.
He just grabbed my arm very tightly and walked me toward the car. The other man got in the back seat. Mike pushed me in there. And that was the first night that I was forced into human trafficking.
The summit also featured a resource fair with organizations like RISE and Cal Poly Safer, a student project showcase, and a screening for a documentary about the subject. Students in attendance were there to get educated on the topic and its local impact.
I'm hoping to learn about the dangers that women go through sex trafficking and kind of the child trafficking and the underlying things that I don't know, because I don't know a lot about this stuff, so it's good to be informed.
The summit aimed to raise awareness on how to combat human trafficking taking place in our own community.
SLO County specifically, it's caught between 2 really big cities where there's a lot of human trafficking going on, and this is kind of an area where a lot of people are moving through, so it happens, and a lot of people don't know it happens in SLO County.
The CCI will continue towards rescuing human trafficking victims along with spreading awareness of the ongoing issue.
I think whether we like to acknowledge it or not, sex trafficking is a huge problem in our community, and I just think that things like this help us to bring awareness to the issue, and I think that most of us should be going to these type of things.
For Mustang News, I'm Cameron Ramirez.
To learn more about CCI, you can visit cci.calpoly.edu.
With the California primary election coming up in just 1 month, ASI is bumping up their civic engagement efforts on campus. Earlier this year, ASI received a grant from the family of a Cal Poly student who died in 2018 before getting the chance to vote for the first time. The grant is intended to give ASI the resources needed to help more students register to vote and educate students on political issues. With an election a few months away, ASI is hosting a variety of events throughout the quarter to get students involved. Some activities will include debates with free donuts on the University Union and barbecues in the dorms, as well as a social media campaign called Flex Your Right Friday. Now on to Katie with our local weather forecast.
You can look forward to hitting the beach this weekend and soaking up the sun as temperatures continue to rise throughout the week. More after the break.
Mrs. and Mrs. Jimmy and Mindy Beaver.
I came from 5 generations of teachers. Losing my job was the bottom falling out of my world.
Meals on Wheels gives me a chance to be totally selfless. More than the food itself, a lot of seniors don't have family. So just to have someone to talk to, just to say, hey, how was your day? That means so much more than a meal could ever mean. We have to look outside of ourselves to be that lifeline to other people. It's worth it.
I got some Oxy after I hurt my neck. First, I took them to feel better. Then, I just kept taking them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Today we are going to see a mostly sunny sky with a high of 65 and a low of 44 degrees here in San Luis Obispo. We also have a 10% chance of rain and a 61% of humidity with winds blowing at speeds of 10 to 15 miles per hour. In North County, things are a little bit warmer. They're going to be in the mid-60s with temperatures dipping down into the low 40s in SLO and Santa Margarita and the high 30s in Paso Robles and Atascadero. South County is a little bit warmer with a high of 65 in Arroyo Grande and Napomo, and even a little warmer than that down in Santa Maria and Orcutt. Lows in this area will hit the mid-40s. The beaches are a little chilly today, maxing out at 62 in Morro Bay and just a few degrees warmer at 65 in Pismo and Oceano. However, things this weekend will warm up as temperatures in the mid to high 70s on Friday and Saturday will make it perfect weather for a beach trip. Sunday will bring cooler temperatures that will carry on to the next week with clouds and cooler temperatures in the 60s in the early next week. Now over to Maya with the sports.
Thanks, Katie. After a strong start and a lead going into the second half, the Cal Poly women's basketball team fell to UC Davis on Saturday in Mott Gym with a score of 42-36. The Mustangs will now travel to Cal State Fullerton on Thursday, January 30th, to hopefully secure their first road win of the season. And despite a tough string of losses, including a tight game against UC Irvine that ended with a score of 74-67, the Cal Poly men's basketball team is also returning to Mott Gym on Thursday, January 30th, to take on Cal State Fullerton. Still working through some injuries and a lot of personnel changes, the Mustangs are hopeful to get a win at home and change the direction of their season. The Cal Poly wrestling team celebrated a road win against California Baptist this past Thursday. After a long back and forth with the Lancers, the tight match ended with Cal Poly Mustangs on top, ultimately ending their losing streak. The wrestling team will now take a week off of competition before returning to the road to take on Northern Colorado in early February. I had the chance to talk with Cal Poly Beach Volleyball's head coach, Todd Rogers, to hear about the new stadium and what that changes for the Mustangs. Through a lot of donor support, the Cal Poly Beach Volleyball team is very close to having their new stadium on campus finished. Instead of traveling to Pismo Beach to practice, the team is now able to walk straight out of Mott onto the sand, completely changing the way they train.
It's been a real blessing for the players in terms of a financial piece, being able to get from class quickly or to class quickly. So all of it has been self-contained, and it's made life for everyone a lot easier.
With games coming up, Coach Rogers is hopeful that students will utilize the now convenient courts to come support the Mustangs as they compete for a Big West championship and a shot at a national championship. That's all for sports. Now back to Evan and Tessa.
Thanks, Maya. Coming up after the break, a new ban is going into effect soon in San Luis Obispo that may impact more than intended.
And Cal Poly Health and Wellbeing is hosting a week of self-help classes on campus. Stay tuned.
Do you want to retire like a champ? Just like legendary basketball star Uncle Drew?
Don't do it like that, Uncle Drew!
You're already acing the game. You've got your dream ride.
Don't be slamming my door.
Sorry about that.
You just did the same.
Gotta get the boys.
Your dream vacation and your dream team. And now you can make your retirement just as legendary.
I get buckets.
Get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Titans go!
When the Teen Titans go to the movies, they know the best way to travel is safely. To keep your child safe, be sure to use the right car seat for their age and size.
Exactly. Hollywood, here we come! The Atom has arrived. Have a
seat, my dude.
For more information on finding the right seat, visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Impressive.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The San Luis Obispo City Council recently voted on a new ordinance that is attempting to reduce e-cigarette usage in the community. As of January 21st, the City of San Luis Obispo voted to ban the sale of all flavored and unflavored electronic cigarettes, which will go into effect 90 days after the vote occurred. The ordinance was passed with a unanimous 4-0 vote. E-cigarette possession for those over the age of 21 is still legal in San Luis Obispo since they aren't the primary target of the ban.
This really is made to discourage the access of the youth in the community.
That was assistant to the city manager, Ryan Betts, the person who initially proposed the ordinance to City Council. At the meeting, there are many parents and even some teenagers in attendance to speak in support of Betts and the ban. On the flip side of things, local smoke shop owners showed up to fight it.
It does affect really the retailers who sell in brick and mortar buildings both e-cigarette flavored products and non-flavored products.
The manager at Campus Bottle even brought in the collection of fake IDs he has amassed throughout his time selling as a way to prove that he is not a part of the problem.
Samples, fake IDs, as many as you want, thousands.
Saying kids are still going to smoke. They can get the products from local cities or even online. Instead of banning the products, he believes that the FDA should regulate them so they're safe. So far, the FDA has voted to ban mint and fruit-flavored e-cigarettes nationally as a way to discourage underage usage. And if they ever go and revise their vote, that would force the city of San Luis Obispo to do the same. In 1990, San Luis Obispo was the first city to successfully ban smoking in all public spaces. And in 2017, Cal Poly implemented a smoke, vapor, and tobacco-free policy. The city was also recently awarded a grade B for its anti-smoking efforts by the American Lung Association.
Classes teaching students and community members self-care skills are being offered all week through Cal Poly's Health and Wellness Center as part of their New Year No Fear program. The first class offered, Cooking in the Canyon, was hosted by Campus Dining and took place Tuesday in Canyon Cafe in Poly Canyon Village. Attendees learned about some of the basics of home cooking and took home a prepared pasta bake and chicken lettuce wrap. In addition to their new skills, the remaining events are offered throughout the week and include yoga classes, mental health talks, and dance classes. The events are free, but be sure to register online for any sessions you want to attend.
Local outdoor education nonprofit Outside Now is receiving the proceeds of a Winter Wildlands Alliance Backcountry Film Festival hosted by Slow Brew Rock this past Thursday. The Backcountry Film Festival shows a series of short films that highlight backcountry snow sports and human-powered winter activities. The festival takes place around the country and is organized locally by companies that share the vision of Winter Wildlands Alliance. The Slow Festival was put on by All Good, a local body care company with focus on environmentalism and natural health, and featured a raffle and silent auction. The proceeds from every film fest go to the local nonprofit. The Slow beneficiary is Outside Now, a program dedicated to educating Central Coast youth about outdoors and fostering wilderness survival skills. That was your 15-minute news update. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Tessa Hughes.
And I'm Evan Pettingill. Have a great rest of your day.